Welcome to the Pacific Northwest, a land of pristine coastlines, towering trees, and world-class seafood. Hi, I'm Brandon, and I recently had the pleasure of exploring this breathtaking region with my girlfriend Willow and my good friends Dion and Maddie. This is the story of our unforgettable road trip through this stunning corner of the United States. From a memorable week in Hawaii with my girlfriend to a relaxing return to Idaho with my family, the summer of 2021 was jam-packed with adventure. Even with all this excitement, there was still one place that I was dying to visit before classes started back up and I would be unable to travel for a bit. So, with the help of my friends, I devised a plan to take a 2,500-mile, 8-day road trip that would allow us to see as much as possible while also leaving room for relaxation. And with the itinerary made, accommodations booked, and the route set, it was time to leave our home in Reno for our first destination, San Francisco, California. While we waited to check into the hotel, we spent some time walking around beautiful Golden Gate Park. We didn't venture too far from the car though, and we wanted to make sure that all our stuff was stored in the hotel room before doing anything else, because San Francisco is pretty notorious for theft. But after we checked in, we walked a few blocks over to the city's nearby Chinatown for some authentic Chinese cuisine. Here, we stumbled upon Cafe Broadway and decided that it would be a great place to have some lunch. I'm not exaggerating when I say the chicken chow mein was some of the best that I have ever had, and I also really enjoyed the Chinese broccoli and the flat noodles. Unfortunately, I forgot to record audio for the first day, so you can't hear everyone raving about the food, but I promise all the reviews were extremely positive. After lunch, we made our way to Pier 39 and the famous Fisherman's Wharf. If you've never been, I highly recommend making a stop here when visiting San Francisco because there's just so much to see and to do. The pier is a great spot to see panoramic views of the bay, including Alcatraz and the Golden Gate Bridge, and it was really relaxing watching all the sailboats coming in and out of the marina. There were also tons of street performers, interesting shops, and even a spot to watch the sea lions soak up the sun. The Fisherman's Wharf truly has something for everyone. Of course, we couldn't visit San Francisco without stopping for some delicious Ghirardelli chocolate. Originally a chocolate factory and the headquarters for the Ghirardelli Chocolate Company, Ghirardelli Square was purchased in 1962 and converted into a restaurant and retail complex. Today, the stunning brick building provides a glimpse into the chocolate making process and is a great spot to stop for some ice cream. They even let you pick which Ghirardelli chocolate you want on your sundae or in your milkshake. Without a doubt, this was Willow's favorite stop of the entire trip. To close out our busy afternoon, we headed to Grandview Park to hopefully catch the sunset over the bay. However, in typical San Francisco fashion, the fog rolled in and it just ended up being too windy for me to safely fly my drone. While this was kind of a bummer, the fog did create a dreamy atmosphere and I got to enjoy the company of my wonderful, wonderful friends, so it ended up being the cherry on top of this unforgettable day. The next day, we got up before the sun to get a head start on our 400-mile journey up the coast. I was especially excited because I had never been to Oregon, and the state's picturesque coastline is what originally compelled me to plan this trip in the first place. We're about, 4 hours in. It's really smoky, which is to be expected with all all the fires, but drive's been pretty. Still have about like 6-7 hours to go, so just gonna chug it out, I guess.
Chug a beer?
Chug a beer. Not do that. Probably shouldn't.
Don't drink and drive, kids. Hi, welcome to the vlog. You're talking about a Limp Biscuit.
She does that so
It's Shasta.
Yeah, actually, no, I know.
Very dead and dry. Lots of smoke.
We finally just got to Newport. I just realized that all of the footage that I've shot so far has no audio. So I've been talking to nobody. But we're here now, we're excited, we're happy.
Awesome. Clam chowder.
Yes, let's get some clam chowder. The Oregon coast is renowned for its fresh seafood caught by local fishermen, and we were all starving from the long drive, so we decided to have dinner at the Chowder Bowl, which was a few minutes from our Airbnb. While the wait was pretty long, the atmosphere and the food was certainly worth it. From huge bread bowls filled to the brim with clam chowder, to perfectly flaky fish with chips, and Texas toast, this was one of the best meals that we had the entire trip.
It's good. It's very good. You look hella dumb right now.
Gasolina.
Gasolina. Coming in a bread bowl.
It's beautiful.
Tostitos. Yeah, good chowder.
Sunset pretty. The homies cold. After a full day of exploring San Francisco and a day of driving, everyone was understandably pretty exhausted. So we took advantage of the sunny weather and spent all day sunbathing and listening to the calming sound of the waves breaking on the shore. We were a little pressed for time and didn't want to miss sunset, so we had dinner at the restaurant with the shortest wait.
I like cheers the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you tell me that. I did. Was I the fudge?
Dang, that looks good.
Got a lot of flavor to that.
The onion looks hot. Like smoking.
Mouth scorching.
He's gonna get burned.
Get burned. Get burned.
Mine's so thick, can barely hold it. It's like falling out of my hand. It was a place I probably wouldn't have eaten at otherwise, but it was actually really good, and we finished with just enough time to see the sunset at Yaquina Point. Alright, we're cutting it a little close. We just got done with dinner, and the sun sets at 8:27 p.m. and it's 8:01. But we're fine. It's a 10-minute drive, so I think we'll make it. It's just going to be a little close, so let's see. The parking lot closes in 10 minutes, so we got to be out of here, but we're going to make the most of it.
I think they're puffins.
It's hard to see them, but you can hear them. There's like a million birds on those rocks. Morning, I will say, waking up at 7 is a lot easier than waking up at 5. Just waiting for everyone to finish their showers, then we're heading 2 hours north up to Portland. I don't have anything specifically planned for Portland, so we'll just have to see where the day takes us. Sometimes not having a plan is the best plan of all. Before starting the relatively short drive to Portland on day 4, Willow and I returned to Yaquina Head to check out a collection of tide pools nestled on the beach below the lighthouse. Now, I had actually never seen a tide pool before this, and I just have to say, I was blown away by all these mini ecosystems that were contained in each of the pools. It was really one of the coolest things that I've ever seen. After an unforgettable experience at the tide pools, we were back on the road. And before long, we arrived at the Columbia River Gorge with the intention of seeing Multnomah Falls. Unfortunately, we had some difficulty finding parking, so we decided to keep driving to the nearby Horsetail Falls. Now at first, I was pretty upset, but once I saw the contrast of the falls on the cliffside, all my negative thoughts faded away. In Portland, we opted for a more chill afternoon and spent the better part of it walking through a rose garden at Peninsula Park. Since we took this trip at the end of the summer, the roses were in full bloom and the park was overrun with color. For whatever reason, I left the gimbal at the Airbnb, so please excuse the shaky handheld footage.
I like this one. That one's cute.
Finally, to end the night, we stopped at Thai Bloom for some fried rice and curry. It was yet another delicious dinner after an exciting day of exploration.
They're so good. Like, huge after. Don't be shy. I love the shoots.
Dion's hoop's bigger than him.
Honestly. You want the powder?
How's everybody feeling?
Fantastic.
It's really good.
Just like that, we had reached the halfway point of the road trip with so many amazing memories to look back on. Whether it was the bustling streets of San Francisco or the lush green Oregon coast, there was no shortage of good times, happy faces, and mouth-watering cuisine. And with so much still to come, I decided it would be best to split this trip into 2 separate videos. So, if this video gets 20 likes, I will upload part 2 ASAP, in other words, as soon as we hit that goal. Otherwise, the next part should be out in about 2 weeks from today. In the meantime, be safe, love one another, and get out and enjoy this beautiful rock that we call home. See y'all next time.
Self-driving cars, all this crazy tech. Back then, it's like, you couldn't really do that. Like, the most high-end was literally...
Don't tell him.
She's cool. This is the best lighting there is. It's really pretty, but it might be the sandiest beach of all time.